guys, I wanted to take a quick few minutes and let everyone know about my experience of Vipassana. Everybody keeps asking me about it, so I figured I'd make this video, and that way everyone could have a sense of my experience. I also thought that this would be very beneficial for anyone who is considering doing Vipassana, so that they could have a sense of, you know, what they're signing up for. Before I get started, I should let everyone know that so far I seem to have gotten some tremendous value from it. It's all very subtle, but mostly there's a lot of peace. I feel that I'm calmer, and most of the feedback that I've gotten is that I seem a lot more even keel than I was before, which is amazing and great. The other thing that I find is that there's a sense of gratitude that I've had, and a sense of joy that I've had just in the past 5 days since I've been back, that's incomparable to anything I've ever experienced in my life. Mostly when people ask me what my experience with this 10-day silent meditation retreat was like, I've been basically saying it was amazing and awful and powerful and terrible at the same time. In retrospect, it was magnificent, and the during part was rough. And that being said, I don't regret it. I'm glad I did it, and I would do it again. So 10 days. Practicing something called noble silence, actually 9 days. On the last day, they let you speak again. When you get there, they ask for your books, your phone, anything that can distract you, and anything that you can communicate with. The intention is to create the most isolated experience possible. They have you practice noble silence, as I said, that it's just basically no eye contact, no glancing, no smiles, no gestures, nothing. So my experience was one of being in a room full of 60 women and not being able to look at them or talk to them or say a word. And the men were on the other side, and I didn't even see a man very often except for in the meditation hall, and even there we were segregated. Men were completely on one side and the women on the other side. We meditated from 4:30 in the morning until 9 p.m. We had a discourse break between 8 and something like 7 and 8:30, and then we meditated for a half hour before we were asked to go back to our rooms. And then we had 3 meal breaks, 2 hot meals, 6:30 and 11 for lunch, and a 5 o'clock, what they call a tea break, which is basically dinner, and it's fruits. So I was not eating very much, and I was not sleeping very much, and yet I had more energy than I've had in quite some time. And I have it that it was all from the meditation. And then, so for 3 days, we're taught something called Anapana meditation, which is basically focusing on the breath in this triangular area, the sensations in this triangular area. Like that, you're asked to not think about anything or allow your mind to wander, but simply when your mind wanders, bring it back to the focus of your breath in and out, and nothing else. And that was really challenging. I felt like I was playing super nanny with my mind, like putting my mind on, in the naughty mat, and then it getting up and walking back, like just coming back, like bringing it back and coming back, and it. So that was, and that was an experience in discipline and persistence and perseverance that I've never had. Certainly mastery over my mind, which is something they call samadhi. So that was really great. Then they teach you about Vipassana. And Vipassana is essentially focusing on different parts of your body and scanning different parts of your body and being with whatever sensations come up in that part of your body. So that's magnificent, because if you know, if you have a sense in one part of your body, especially if it's like what they call a gross sensation or an intense sensation, you're meant to stay with it and not do anything about it. Simply stay there with it. So there were about 8 sessions of meditation, broken up into different sections, and 3 of those times were called times of strong determination. So whatever posture you sat in, you were asked to stay in. For me, it was especially challenging because, you know, we were drinking well water and taking showers with well water, and I feel like the temperature, everything was really dry, and my skin was dry, and so I was just really itchy, you know. And there was one time I got an itch right on this eyelid right here, and Lord, it took everything I had to meditate and stay, you know, focused on dismantling and breaking apart and dissecting that itch so that I didn't move. And everything inside me wanted to be like, and I couldn't, so that was great. I feel like there were a few times that I really wanted to move, and I really thought that I wasn't going to make it to the end of the hour because, like, my leg was asleep, or my knee would be in pain, or my spine was just you know, or my neck was really, you know, tense or whatever, and I you know, just kept focusing on the impermanence of it all, and you know, and allowing myself to be with this discomfort. I feel like really purified my mind in many ways, and maybe that's where the calmness has come from. And I feel like I did, you know, Vipassana light. I feel like I didn't even give it as much as I could have, you know, and I still got tremendous value. I would often meditate in my own room, and there was one time that I was just taking a break from the meditation and sat on my bed, and I saw a little chipmunk pass right in front of my room, and I had seen this chipmunk. I don't know if it was this chipmunk or there were several or whatever, but I saw a bunny too, and again, I don't know if it was the same bunny, but I kept seeing chipmunks all over the backyard. And one particular day I was sitting on my bed and I was especially emotional and just being with a lot of stuff, missing my family and having a lot of stuff go on in my mind, and I saw the little chipmunk pass by and I literally started to weep, you know, thinking like, you know, what a cute little rodent, you know, like, why am I moved by this little rodent? One day I actually broke noble silence because I saw like a wasp or some kind of bee or something, really big dude, like this big, and you know, and normally I would have run for the hills, but I was in the room and the screen was down, so I was like, I was safe, and I was just observing it, because that's really what you're taught to do in Vipassana, is just observe. Just observe and be with every sensation that comes up. So I was just observing this wasp, and I noticed that it got really close to a spider web, and I actually said, "Careful!" And again, it's like, wow, what is happening to me? Like I'm really like, something's shifting. I think that Vipassana is an amazing experience, and if you'd like to do it, I strongly recommend it. If you're interested in finding out more about Vipassana, I'd be happy to talk to anyone who has questions about it or is just interested in finding out more about the process. Please feel free to reach out to me at imagineandfulfill.com. Thanks. Bye.